What's up, you guys? Welcome to Conversations with
Ren
and Kim.
Kimberly, this is an exciting episode.
It is.
We are taking the conversation outdoor today.
Yes, we are.
It's a secret location.
Yeah, a secret location that will be not so secret anymore.
In a
by
few
the
minutes
end
at
of
least.
This episode. Yeah. But Renata, how has your week, how did your week go? Because today is Saturday. The week
Extremely
has ended.
busy as per usual, Kimberly. A lot has been happening, lots of trending things to talk about. On that note, it's time to go to What's Trending.
Here's what's trending. In a stunning victory for the forces of law and order, Notoki Anthony was dramatically convicted on May 14, 2024 for the heinous crimes of unlawful possession and possession of prohibited imports. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force valiantly swooped in during a daring operation on September 12, 2022, unearthing a terrifying arsenal of occult paraphernalia. Among the shocking discoveries were 2 crystal balls, clearly dangerous, a sinister Ouija board, a Heritage Edition Holy Bible, a Wiccan Bible, an Angel Witch book, and a Book of Shadows. With this criminal now brought to justice, the streets are finally safe. Stay tuned for the upcoming sentencing, where we will no doubt learn the appropriate punishment for owning such a collection. Renata, what are your thoughts?
Listen, when you started talking about possession, words like possession and stuff like that, I was like, it have to be guns or drugs.
I knew that I would catch you off guard with this, and I'm sure probably our viewers were caught off guard with where the story actually went.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting that this occurred.
It's interesting that that's a law as well,
Yeah.
Kimberly. That's kind of what blew my mind. Yeah. Again, once I heard the words possession, unlawful, my mind immediately went in a whole complete
Different direction. Yeah.
Wow, but yeah, I guess you could, you need to be very careful, Kimberly, what you're carrying around.
Well, not carried around, imported into our country. I guess, it's just something to be mindful of. Each country has its different rules and regulations, and when you're doing stuff like important things, then you just have to be mindful of.
Yeah, but honestly, Kimberly, something like a book, you wouldn't think that that's illegal. At
Yeah.
least I wouldn't.
Fair
And
enough.
someone that probably owns a business that sells products like this, it could have taken them by surprise. They could have found themselves in a sticky situation.
Maybe it was for personal use.
Whatever it was for. Yeah, you're right. It could be for personal use. Whatever it was for, my point is,
Yeah, that is just, a strange thing that
it
this
is
actually
strange.
occurred.
Like I would, if I'm importing things like that, it's not on my mind to go check. Okay, right, is this illegal
Or not.
A book, like,
Why would it be, right?
yeah, why would it be? Anyways, let's look at what's trending internationally. Falling from a plane. A video of an Indonesian ground handling staff member toppling off the Transnusa plane exit has gone viral. The unfortunate incident occurred as 2 employees removed the step ladder without proper coordination. Take a look at this. Kimberly, thoughts?
Ouch and ouch.
And ouch again. Listen, that fall, ugh. I'm just glad though, and I need to stick this in here, that this was not, thank God, it didn't cause any major damage. A couple broken bones, still very painful, but thank
And
God.
will take a little while to heal.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, it could have been worse. Kim.
It could have been worse, and it just goes to show the importance of communication. This was a very drastic outcome, but communication is important in so many different things for life to go over smoothly, and for safety as well.
Yes.
But things do happen. unfortunately, you know, we're humans and errors do occur.
I know, I understand all
Ugh,
that.
what
And
an error.
I get that this is probably 1 in a million,
But still,
but still.
what are the chances and the odds that that person was the 1 in a million?
This is the thing, right?
know?
My thing is that's an airport and there are certain regulations that, you know, need to be
Adhere to.
yeah, things that needs to be checked off before they do certain things. So I'm kind of shocked and thrown
But
that
also,
this actually happened.
no, but also, I mean, the individual, he wasn't actually looking
Paying
forward.
attention, yes. Yes.
Granted, he probably would have taken for granted that, you know, this thing would have
Yeah.
moved off at that point in time, because I'm sure he's probably done this exact same thing quite a number of times. So I'm sure he's very familiar with the process that goes into everything that they were doing there. Unfortunate it happened. Glad that life was still preserved.
Yeah.
Lesson learned there.
Look forward.
Look forward.
Double
but
check. Because this
communicate.
could happen to not just a worker. I just need to say that. I mean, it's probably like 1 in a million,
no.
but
Again,
it could happen.
human
anybody,
error
yeah.
is,
Yeah.
you know.
Anyways, Kimberly, that's it for all our trending news or trending topics
Renata,
this week.
I'm excited for the next segment.
I am as well, and I hope our viewers are as well. We're in for a journey, a treat. I can't wait to share
The
this
unveiling
experience
of a hidden gem.
in South. We'll be right back.
Welcome everyone. So we are outdoors today.
Taking you guys on a really beautiful journey.
Yep, we are actually at the second largest wetland system on the Gulf of Paria. And
Right.
joining with us today is Mr. Taran Maharaj. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Is
Welcome to the Godino Swamp
Thank you.
In Southlands.
in the
Yeah.
Southlands.
We have good things in South, huh?
We have plenty good things in South.
Rel say good things come from South. I always tell people the grass is also very much greener.
Yes, it is.
Hopefully, Kimberly, hopefully you don't get cancelled for saying that. Hopefully. But tell us a little bit about the Godino Swamp. What can we expect? I mean, we're now traversing. What can we expect to see?
So the Godino Swamp is about 31 kilometers, square kilometers in area. Out of that, 17 of those 30 acres, square kilometers has wetland flora on it,
Okay.
right? And about 7 square kilometers of that is mangrove. In this swamp, we have the red, the white, and the black mangrove.
Okay.
Right? They're each different. They treat the saltwater differently. We have the black and the white here, and lower down you'll see the red.
Gotcha.
The red is totally different. We are now leaving the St. John's Canal,
Right.
right? And we are going to enter the South Oropouche River that leads into the Godino River. Now the whole system here was the South Oropouche Swamp, long before Mr. Godino came and established his estate in this area. And he cut a pathway through the area of the Godino River. And that is why the Godino River is Godino River.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's
Right?
how it's got its name.
The lower reaches of the river was cut by Mr. Godino and his workers. That was man cutting the river in 1800s,
Wow.
right? Because so that he could make a navigable channel to get his produce out and get his supplies in.
Okay.
So the schooner that used to come, there was no bridge over the Godino River in those days.
Okay.
So there was a schooner that came and anchored 1 mile off the coast because there was a sandbank there and he couldn't come in. So there were smaller boats that will take things to him and come back in with their supplies for here, right? To run it. So in 1851, the first Godino Bridge was built by Lord Harris.
Okay.
Lord Harris was the governor of Trinidad and Tobago in those days. He served 2 terms, 1848 to 50, and then he came back in 51 to 52. And he built both bridges. The one up on the Blasini River, which we know as the Mosquito Creek,
Yes.
and the one over the Godino River.
Okay.
Right? That one was replaced, I would think it was in 1957, with that bridge that you see there, the orange one. Okay? And while that orange bridge was being built, there was a wooden bridge built alongside it, and that is what used to take the traffic across. Everybody used to be scared to go on that bridge because it used to go,
Yeah.
It was bubbly.
it was, yeah.
Not stable.
So in 1957, when that road was opened, just before the road was open, I walked on that road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the teacher took us down. I was in elementary school, and the teacher took us for a walk down the road before it was open. So before that, the road used to go by the cremation site and enter Bellevue. The road on the left-hand side, just after the roundabout there now.
Yes.
That's where the road used to enter. So in the swamp, as I said, we have 133 species of birds. We have herons, we have the scarlet ibis, we have hawks, we have sandpipers, we have kingfishers, we have toucans, as you saw just now, we have a kiskadee, we have some palm tanagers, blue-gray tanagers, and so on. There's a very rare bird inside here called the boatbill heron.
Okay.
You'll also find the cockeye heron and the great blue heron, which are visiting birds.
Okay.
Right? So we have caimans, we have
No sharks, right?
no sharks, no bull sharks at all.
That's good news.
So we have caiman, we have the cascabel snake, and we have silky anteaters, mangrove dog. What again, Naim? Capybara. Yeah, we found all those inside there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that is my purpose of coming here is to discover new things and to learn new things as well. So I invite people who know about the swamp to come and help teach me the name of the trees, the name of the flora and fauna, what is found here. We have 19 species of fish in 29 families.
So this is home for many.
Yes, it is. And the mangrove protects us from the hurricanes and so on.
Yes.
It also provides a nesting area for the bochet, which is a fish, the snook. Right? In the river, you'll find the seen jumping in the river. You may see some just now, the what we call the granticai, which is the tapon. Right? The bochet is called the snook. And we have catfish and...
Do people fish here a lot?
Oh yes, but not a lot. But there are fishermen in this river who target the bochet.
Okay.
Okay.
Right?
There are a lot of scarlet ibis that come in. I know.
Well, it depends. Scarlet ibis don't feed the same place every day.
Yes.
Right? So they will find a feed. If there is feeding here, you'll see them by the hundreds.
Wow.
Right?
Is there a specific time frame that happens, or?
Well, no. When the tide is low, you find them on the river banks. When the tide is high, they're up in the trees. Unfortunately, the Godino swamp is not protected.
Really?
Yeah, it is not protected. And I wish that someday they would see it fit to protect this area, because this is a treasure.
Yes, it
This is a treasure. It's a hidden treasure. I find not enough people know about this place.
So what's the difference between here and the Caroni swamp? Is there a difference?
That's an unfair question. Here you notice, have you been to the Karen?
Yeah.
The rivers here are much wider,
Yes.
Okay.
much cleaner,
Yes, they are.
right?
It's much more undisturbed. You can tell
Yes.
it's not as disturbed as...
It is not disturbed as
Yeah.
much as... Whereas your target is the scarlet ibis in their numbers in Caroni, here it is not.
Yeah.
We'll see them flying overhead and roost, and sitting on the trees and feeding on the thing, but they don't roost like how they roost in Caroni.
Okay.
But there are so much different things here to see,
Yes.
right?
There's so many other different birds as well.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
mentioned.
and they are much closer to you than they are in Caroni. You saw the little blue heron, how close
Yes.
it was, right?
And he stayed there too
And,
for us to
and
pass
the
by.
scarlet ibis will do the same thing.
So we've seen so much here from South Trinidad, Renata.
Yes.
A lot to see, a lot to enjoy. It's
A lot,
just
to,
so
a lot to experience. This was an experience, Kimberly.
peaceful and tranquil, and I feel relaxed.
I
Ready for the
also
world.
feel a little more smarter.
We got a lot of information. Thank you, Mr. Taran, for
You're welcome.
sharing this time with us and for
Your
educating
wealth of
us.
knowledge.
Yes,
Yeah.
on a lot of things. I mean, if it isn't for you guys sharing this space with us and making it accessible for us to come in, I encourage a lot of people to do just what we did.
Yeah.
And really come in and check it out for themselves.
Yes.
'Cause
Because
it
there's
is
a lot
sight.
to see.
It is a sight to behold. It's quite different from the other swamps where they
Yes.
offer tours as well. It's a totally different experience. So just because you visited one, don't say that you visited all.
That's right.
Calm down and check out this particular tour.
You might just discover that the grass is greener on the south side.
Well, you know me, I am a little biased, right? So y'all don't cancel me or anything.
So this is a hidden treasure,
Yes, it is.
and you can't come here one time and see everything. You have to come many times because while the flora remains the same, the fauna changes. With morning and evening, with the tide.
Yes.
Right. So the time and tide determines the flora and the fauna inside this.
So we are here with a celebrity.
Yes, Renata.
Yes. We need a drum roll to introduce this individual.
I think we do. 100% need a drum roll, Renata.
Mister.
How do we do this?
Well, hopefully the editor puts in the drum roll right here. Mr. Nalan Hunt. Listen.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Celebrity is an understatement. How are you? How have you been?
I don't blush often, but I'm well. I'm well. I have no complaints. Life is good. Life is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to refresh people's memory, please insert here.
Even as government moves ahead with its billion-dollar plan for education, Secretary General of the Mahasabadama Maharaj says they are missing one important ingredient, which is leading to a breakdown in family life.
I got to find out from you tonight that thing that probably made you feel uncomfortable that night, that blooper, did a lot. It reached really far.
It did. It did. A couple TV stations here, I started getting these emails and I thought it was spam.
Yeah.
And then they sent legal contracts. They sent tax forms in the US and the UK. And for me to sign to release the use of the video, I had to call Win TV to get Mr. Jaikaran to sign off on them letting me use it. And it blew my mind that people saw it. It was a threat between my then news director, because I threatened him with a video I had of him from Juve, which I have at home still.
Right.
I didn't plan to use it, but he said, I will use the video. And I said, who will watch it?
Of the Mahasabadama Maharaj says,
85,000 views later on YouTube on one channel, because there are different YouTube versions of it.
Yes.
There's a
It's on Facebook too.
probably.
Yes. Maybe TikTok, who knows?
I've just heard about TikTok last week. People send it to me ever so often and said, did you know about this? And I said, that's about 15 years ago. When it happened, the night that it happened, everything was perfect. No one was at fault but me. I knew the name rolled up on the prompter, and I said, okay, no problem. And then it's like somebody just flipped a switch off.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it together. And I thought, if you fumble enough, because I've learned that if you fumble through something and then there's a word that you use at the end of it, no one pays attention. I couldn't get to the end of it to use that word.
Yes.
And that's the word that corrects what you do without people people then go, what, you made a mistake? I couldn't get to that word even. And I got up out of my chair that night and I went home, and everybody was calling me apologizing. And I said, none of you did anything wrong. This is on me. And you're taught when you're the face of the station and as the news anchor that there's a little extra responsibility for the station's reputation.
Yes.
So I thought I was going to lose my job.
Oh, wow.
It happened, and that was it at the end of the night. About 2.5, 3 years later, I moved to the US. And then the news director says, we play this for all the new employees to see what their reaction is. And I said, you will need to stop that. And then people are calling me up saying, do you know that there's radio stations with competitions so people to call in and repeat the blooper,
Exactly.
not the
Wow.
proper. There were competitions, not the proper word.
No,
Wow.
exactly.
So
how
you
said it.
created a word, technically.
I created a word that I don't know if I will ever be able to say again in life. And it really took on a life of its own.
Yeah.
And I really began to understand the power of media because of how it took off.
Yes.
And I got really messages from people saying, I've been depressed and this has pulled me out. My wife and I were arguing and the kids played this one night, and I got all these types of messages. I got really nasty messages too. And I learned once again that this is a part of the job.
Yes. Not
And
everybody's gonna like you,
and,
yeah?
Yeah, and I answered everyone absolutely accepting responsibility for it.
Yeah.
And like that, they loved me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they go, nah, boy, you take it real good. You take it real good. We real like it. We real like it.
Yeah.
I said, but a minute ago, you wanted my head on a stick.
Yeah.
People found my phone number, my New York phone number. And I thought, I know how Salman Rushdie felt when he wrote the Satanic verses and he had to go into hiding. Bigger personality, but I understood because I thought somebody's going to walk up to me one day and punch me in the face.
But it never happened.
Never happened.
But
Never
you
happened.
did get hail out in Central Park while running. So that did happen.
Yeah, somebody saw me in Central Park. I was jogging, and I don't know how he knew, because when you're jogging, you don't look gorgeous like the two of you. You're dripping sweat. You're hoping to make it home before your heart gives out.
Yeah.
And all I heard was, Win TV, yo, good job. And I thought, what? I've
Out of all the places.
Yeah, I've been out at brunch and people say, I know your voice from somewhere. And I go,
Yeah.
I'm from Trinidad. And they go, it's the fellow from the blooper.
Yeah.
And it really is incredible because I tend to think of it as this one foolish, silly thing.
Yeah. And I mean, that is something, for a TV host, like, that's a nightmare.
I could cure cancer tomorrow, but I'll always be known. Wendy Fitzwilliams said that to me. She said, you could be this type of person, and the one thing that people latch on to, she said that you could cure cancer tomorrow, but you'll be the person that did this, that cured cancer.
Yeah.
You know, people remember the things that make them feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have certainly laughed.
Yes. But just to set the record straight, you can't say the actual word,
Absolutely.
right?
And you could have that night.
I could have that night.
Yes.
So what is the word again?
Sanatan Dharma Mahasabha.
All right.
there we go.
There you go. What a refreshing conversation. It was really great catching up with Mr. Nalan Hunt, Kimberly.
Yes, Renata. And I mean, you know, sometimes you can't really take lemons and turn it into lemonade, you know, add a little sweetness. Is really and truly how, you know, your perspective and how you allow things to shape and mold itself, and you have control over that a lot of times. We all do. The narrative that can be spun from something that you would never guess would happen on live television.
Yeah, but again, it happens sometimes.
We're humans.
We are. Kimberly, we have some exciting news.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, I was waiting. You kind of paused there dramatically,
do.
so I was like, something is coming.
You want me to say it?
Something is coming, Kimberly. Yes, let's say it.
Okay, together.
No, we'll mess it up together. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, so Ren and I, next week's episode, Conversations with Ren and Kim takes
New York City. So we are going to, share some really interesting things. I'm not going to tease too much, but our conversations is going to New York City. We're going to be engaging with quite a number of persons across there. We are really excited and happy to take you guys along this journey.
Oh,
so stay
certainly,
tuned.
Renata, because a lot is planned and a lot will be happening for this show. It's really exciting stuff.
Yep. But until next week, we'll see you same time, same place.
Yep, we gotta go. Bye.